It's so good to see everyone this morning. Glad that you're here. And to all the moms who are here, happy Mother's Day. So glad that we get to celebrate Mother's Day today. And we've got something special coming up in just a little bit. So that's coming up in just a moment. But anyways, I'm glad that you're here. And I want to say thank you to your faithful giving and support of the church. So we have offering online. If you can give at horizonchurch.tv and give offerings there. If you're watching online today and it's your first time with us, thanks so much for being a part of this service today. We're glad that you could join us. And there should be a link in Facebook, YouTube, and on our website for next steps. You can click that link, and that will give you an option to fill out a guest card or to send a prayer request, those kinds of things. And I encourage you to take care of that. Do that for us. We'd appreciate it very much. Next Sunday, we're starting a brand new series. I'm excited because we're going to be looking at the power of the Holy Spirit. Next Sunday is Pentecost Sunday. And so we're going to kick off a series that's going to be, I don't usually do this, but it's a long series. It's like 8 or 9 messages. I can't remember now. I think it's 9 messages. So it's a long series, but it's all on the power of the Holy Spirit, how He empowers us for life. And so I'm excited about that. And we're going to walk through the book of Acts and see great examples of how the Holy Spirit empowers us to not only do life, but to do ministry and to serve in the kingdom. So it's going to be a great series that kicks off next Sunday, Pentecost Sunday. Don't want you to miss that. Well, this morning we are doing something a little different. We are going to celebrate Mother's Day. We have a photo booth out there in the foyer. So before you leave, all of you moms, we want to get your photos and give you a nice picture. You can take some shots with your cell phones if you like, but we also have a camera today. We're going to take some nice photos as well. And we've got some gifts for the moms at the end of the service, so that'll be coming up. But right now, the highlight of the day is that I'm not preaching this morning about Mother's Day. Instead, all of the kids are going to come up here, and we're going to honor our mothers. So, and I've already talked to them. So, if you would grab one of those white chairs, make your way up here, and we're going to set up. Just take us a moment, and then we'll get started. Here's the deal this morning. I've already talked to these guys last week, so they know what we're doing. But I've got some questions prepared, and I know all the moms are sitting here sweating right now because what are my kids going to say about me? But don't worry, we've had a discussion about this, and I explained to them, we're not here to embarrass Mom. We're not here to make her look bad. We want to honor Mom today. But there might be some funny moments, which is okay. because humor is a part of life and it's a part of being a family. So I'm going to go through these questions, and then whoever has a response can respond. They don't have to answer every single question, but whoever's got a response can say something, and then we'll move on to the next question as we go through them. I think that it will be eye-opening. I think that we're going to learn some things about moms, but we're going to learn some things about the kids too. So I think this is going to be fun. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And so guys, just if you have a response, just kind of raise your hand and say, okay, I think I got a good one for this. What is the earliest memory you have of your mother? Yes, Aaron.
I'll go first. My earliest memory is summer break. Mom's the teacher, so she would stay home with me, and we would swim in the pool a lot. And so my earliest memory is just swimming in the pool outside in the backyard, hearing the ice cream truck. She ran in and grabbed some change and gave it to me, and we got ice cream from the ice cream truck.
Nice. Anybody else have? Yes, Karen.
Mine's a little bit chaotic, but it's probably my earliest memory. I think I was around 3, I don't know. But I think it was the first time she left us home alone. She needed to get something really important there was a little market just around the corner. It probably took her like 5 minutes, but I remember crying and yelling, I was by the window. I was looking out to the street, and I was like, "Where's Mom?" I was crying, and that moment I realized how much she was there every day, but I didn't realize how much I needed her, and I was just crying. It was probably he was probably not born yet. It was just me, Gabrielle, and Talita, and we were crying by the window. And when she came home, we gave her the biggest hug ever. It's probably my earliest memory.
Those 5 minutes felt like half an hour, at least.
I think she went to get glue or something. I don't know.
Anybody else before we go to the next one? No? All right, next question. What's the most important lesson your mom has taught you? Yes.
So my mom is a very resilient lady, and she's been a big inspiration to me for a really long time. But whenever I was a little bit younger, I used to have some problem with some nightmares. And she told me about a nightmare that she used to have whenever she was a little girl about battling aliens. Go Mom. Mom won the aliens all the time. But that really helped me to deal with my problems that I was having. And she said that she felt like her nightmares were preparing her for all of the battles that she had to deal with in life. And that's been a huge inspiration to me, especially lately. But going through everything that I've been through, it's been a big help.
That's awesome. Anybody else? Lessons that your mom has taught you?
I think my mom, she has taught me how to be a woman. Not a specific lesson, but just taught me how to be. But using an example, being an example, she's taught me how to be a woman.
That's great. Anybody else? Yes, Aaron.
My mom hasn't taught me how to be a woman, but she has taught me how to relax and have fun in life. Yeah.
Anyone else? I think, well, my mom's here too. I think my mom has taught me that you can do anything if you put your mind to it. She taught me how to be persistent. Anyone else before we move on? No? Okay. What's one thing your mom always says that makes your eyes roll? Oh, boy, we got hands going up. All right. Go ahead, Kelsey.
She calls me Legs. Like, she'll be cooking or doing something, and I'll just hear from across the house, "Hey, Legs, come get this down from up there," because I can reach the top shelf. Legs is a pair of legs.
All right. She's rolling her eyes, Mom. All right. Anyone else? What makes your eyes roll, Gabriel?
Well, I guess all of us can agree that my grandmother got married at the age of 14.
She says that all the time because she wants us to be more responsible. She's like, at your age, my grandmother was getting married.
Oh.
Like, you need to be more than that age.
She was already mature enough to get married.
And
Look
she
at
got
you.
married when she was 18, and I'm 18. She was like, at your age, I had a home. I was already married. I was getting ready for my wedding. But for me, what she says that makes me roll my eyes is when I'm driving, and she's always commenting about my driving. She's like, you should have stopped a little bit earlier, or oh, go a little smooth with those brakes. Anything. She should just go, oh, you should have stopped a little bit longer. I don't know. She just always comment about my driving. I always roll my eyes.
Any other comments? These are great.
Driving's good. It's the arm. She gets the arm across. Oh my God! All the time. I cannot ride with her. She can't.
Whenever she's driving.
Yeah, if my mom sees a butterfly, she's like, a butterfly! But I'll get so scared. I'm like, what happened? It's a butterfly.
Anyone else before we go on? Nothing else? If your mom were a superhero, what would her superpower be? Okay.
Talking to animals, duh. She can already almost talk to animals. She would just be able to communicate in English and not whatever it is she does now.
I think it would be super speed so she can like clean the house faster. She always does it really fast, but I don't know. I think so.
I'd say she already has this superpower. She can find anything that I need on sale. If I need anything, she'll find she'll buy it for half of the price, exactly what I need, which is great. She always finds something that's cheaper and very good. So I love to save some money, so it always helps. Love that about her.
Anybody else?
I think if my mom was a superhero, she would be Captain Compromise. She has a super ability to bring people to the table that don't want to come to the table, or maybe wouldn't think of coming to the table, and she gets everyone happy and on the same page. She's a really good communicator, and she's really great at getting people to come together.
This is good. Anyone else? Superpower.
Well, I think she has that one too. You can tell what her mood is depending on how long her hair is. If it's shorter, it's angrier, and then it gets more peaceful.
Anyone else? Moms, y'all enjoying this? All right. What's one thing your mom does that you hope she never stops doing?
Cooking.
Oh. Davey, was that going to be yours?
Yeah, I was gonna say cooking. I hope she never stops cooking. I wanna eat.
Okay, anybody else? Something you hope your mom never stops doing.
So whenever we're in the car and we're switching through the radio stations, my mom doesn't stop on like Christian music or anything that's soft. And so no, my mom finds the most like punk alternative music that is playing. And I hope she never stops doing that. It's fun to watch her dance along while
Yeah.
she's driving.
I hope my mom never stops planning parties. She's really good at it, and she loves it. And I don't like to do it, but I love to go to parties. So don't stop.
I hope my mom never stops making homemade pickles. Anyone else? And if you think of something that we've already covered and you're like, oh, I should have said this, we can go back. So just keep that in mind, all right? All right. What's the best advice your mom has ever given you? Well, just pick something. What's instead of best, let's say, what's a great thing your mom has told you? What kind of great advice has she given you? Yes.
I don't think this was the point of the question, but to always wear a seatbelt. It's the simplest thing ever. But whenever you have a mother that's an ER nurse and has worked in a trauma center before, just always wear your seatbelt. It's always the best way to go with that.
Yep. So my mom was a paramedic. We had those discussions around dinner table. I understand. Anyone else?
I think to respect others, treat others with respect, treat them as you'd like them to treat you. I think that's a big thing that was always told in our house.
Yeah, that's important. Yes.
One thing I could never forget is she would always tell us to every opportunity. If we were washing the dishes, she's like, "Oh, good that you washed the dishes, but why didn't you also clean around it, or like put them like always do something more than what you were."
Leave it better than you found
Yeah,
it.
leave it better than you found it. Yeah, that's every opportunity.
Yeah,
It's a good thing.
that'll stay with you too. It's good.
Anytime I'm anxious about something and call my mom, her advice is always very similar to, just everything's going to work out. Just relax and take a deep breath, and that's always helpful.
Yeah, pretty similar. It's like every time that I'm really worked up over something and like really freaking out about it, she tells me something that her grandmother used to tell her all the time, and I hear it preached at me constantly, but it's "this too shall pass," and I'm sure we've all heard it. But it helps a lot just hearing it over and over again.
Yes. Anybody else? Good advice from your moms? All right, let's see.
I mean, staying alive, trying to eat, drink, trying to survive,
Yeah.
not die. That's a good advice,
I think that's great advice. All right, you ready for the next one? If you and your mom could switch places for a day, what do you think she would find the most surprising thing about you? Okay.
I am not as tall as she thinks I am. Not as tall.
Yes.
On the flip side of that, I think I'm a lot taller than you think I am. Because I don't think you can comprehend being able to just look into a cabinet and not having to call for assistance every time you need a bowl. It was just the truth.
Okay. Anyone else? What would your mom learn about you? Yes, Debbie.
Yeah, I think that school is not as fun as you think. It's not fun at all. You're not gonna like it.
It's not what it used to be years ago. It's not what you went to.
College life is not as fun as it sounds.
Anything else? Those are good. If you had to describe your mom in 3 words, what would they be? And maybe you could choose 1 word, 2 word, 3 words, but a short phrase. Yes.
Wise, angry, lion.
Did you say lion?
The animal?
Yeah, lion. Do we want him to explain it?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I'll say creative. She's really creative. She's always helped us with our crafts and projects for school. And we would always stand out because of the projects because we had her help. Creative, talkative, creative, and really kind. She's kind and patient.
That's all right.
I think she's thoughtful of other people and herself in many ways. She's a good cook. And she gives out good advice,
Yeah.
every day.
Who else was going to go? Aaron?
I'll say loving, happy, and giving. She'll give her whole self away.
Yep.
Fun. Oh, sorry. You go.
I said my mom is loving, creative, and good at cooking.
Go ahead, Kelsey.
Fun. You have found a way to make every single weekend have something to do with it other than just being at the house. It's sad to just be at the house, so we go do something. You make going to the car wash an adventure.
Yep.
I think she's very adventurous, and she loves animals, and she's very short-tempered.
Anything else? I think everybody gave something. So I haven't given anything for my mom. Supportive and determined. And you guys probably don't know this, but my mom is a prankster. She taught my sister how to be a prankster. Okay, you're welcome. What's something your mom does that you wish you could do as well as her? What's something your mom does that you wish you could do as well as her?
I think like cleaning my room, cleaning the house. I don't do as good as a job as she does. She always does it. So, yeah. I want to learn how to clean as good as she does.
Kelsey?
Cook. Boiling pasta is like the best thing that I can do, and then my mother makes these elaborate meals, and I have no idea how she does it. I have tried. It always looks like a 3-year-old made it.
You'll get there.
I think I said she's creative. I wish I was as creative as her. She gets the most simplest thing and she makes it so beautiful. She's always creative, especially with crafting. I don't know. I wish I was as good as her.
I said cooking too because she's good at, I like, baking because my mom's good at baking. She can bake cakes and like cornbread, but when I try baking like cinnamon rolls, they're always burnt.
I wish I was good at talking to people as my mom is. My mom is very, very good at small talk. I'm not.
Well, my mom is never nervous. Never. She's like really confident about everything. I wish I could do that as good
Yeah.
as she is.
Yeah.
Is that the lion part of the?
I try to say she's tough, but she's really wise.
Yeah.
Being tough, and she does it well, and she's a good person in that aspect.
That's great. I wish I could empathize as well as my mom. If someone slights me in any way, if somebody cuts me off, I immediately assume that they're just a terrible person. But mom's always like, well, you never know. Maybe they didn't see you. Maybe they're having a bad day. And I'm like, no, they're just awful. But mom always sees on the bright side, so I wish I could do that better.
Okay. Yeah, and I agree with you guys on the cooking thing because there's some things my mom cooks that I wish I could cook as well as her, like her pickles and beef bulgogi. Hers is always better than mine. So, yeah. Anything else before we go on?
Yeah, every time she tries a new recipe, it's great the first time. But whenever I try a new recipe, it takes a few tries. I'm very jealous of that.
And I'm thinking that we're all going to want to come to y'all's house to eat. Y'all's mothers are great cooks. What verse of Scripture best describes your mom and why? That might be a little tough, but think about that for a second.
I have one.
Okay.
I said Luke 1:45, which is, "Blessed is she who has believed that the Lord would fulfill his promises to her." Because my mom, believes on the promises that God told us, and she goes for it. She acts on it. She's confident about it, and she goes against the world for it. And I really appreciate that.
That's great. Anybody else?
I think Psalms 27:14 might be it. It's, wait for the Lord's help, be strong and take heart and wait for the Lord's help. And that's really resonates with my mom. We've all been through a lot, and every time she just she sits and she smiles, she takes a minute. She's like, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna pray about it and we'll come out on the other side and it's all gonna be okay.
Awesome.
I think that verse in 1 Corinthians that describes love, love is patient, love is kind, all of those things, because that is my mom.
Well, James 4:17 says something about if you know how to do good and you don't do it, then you're sinning. You're committing the act of sinning, and she never does that. She's always, if she could do something to help, she already did it.
Yeah.
and she's really proactive in doing good. So, yeah, I also envy that on her.
Yeah, that's great. Anyone else? Good? Okay. What's something your mom does that always makes you laugh?
She makes songs for every animal that she meets. Every animal that we have has a song. Every animal that we see on the street has a song. Everybody has a song.
I'm seeing some inspiration for Instagram stories here. Yes.
And while every animal has a song, every animal also has a voice. Even if she will never see the animal again, the animal now has a characterized voice and personality, regardless of if she's met it or not.
The two things that always make me smile or laugh are my mom is also always singing, just in the kitchen, cleaning or cooking or whatever, just la la la. And it's never like a real song, right? It's just la la la. That always makes me smile. And then the other thing that always makes me laugh is my mom doesn't like it when my brother and I talk about gross things over a meal. So we do it incessantly, and it makes me laugh so much because it grosses her out.
That's 100% true.
I think it's like, so if we're not doing work, she gets mad and angry, but then, like, we do the work when she gets mad, and like, we do the work when she gets mad, but then she's not mad at all afterwards, but then she acts like she's mad, so keep working, and it's so funny, like,
We can tell she's pretending, but she's still pretending she's still mad, so we get the work done. But we can tell she's not mad, and she's just pretending. It's just funny. We laugh without her seeing it.
My mom is really good at accents. She can do all sorts of accents, and it's really funny to be around her when she's doing that.
I think the time that she made me laugh the hardest, I was in, like middle school, and my older sister had her boyfriend over. And I think they were talking about Eminem or something, and they asked my mom if she could rap. And she started rapping Brass Monkey by Beastie Boys.
She's got skills.
I think your mom and I have very similar taste in music.
She'll surprise you with it. She seems so sweet.
Anyone else? Anything that your mom does that makes you laugh? No? Let's see. If you could give your mom a superlative award, what would it be? Like world's greatest or whatever, or most whatever. Yes, Kelsey.
Most likely to be able to name any given weed. Like, she knows what is it, pilgrim's foot we have in the backyard? Just everything. Everything. She will be walking by a field of flowers and just start naming them.
On that note, most likely to kill a houseplant.
But she knows what it's called.
She's really good at outside plants, just not inside plants.
I think she's like the world's best house cleaner. She always cleans the house really fast, and it was really good. Yeah, I like my house clean. I wish I could do that.
Devi, I have the same answer for my mom, too. World's best house cleaner. Even if it's going to kill her, she's going to have it clean. Anyone else?
My mom is the person most likely to start singing out of nowhere. And then she wants us to sing with her, even though we don't know what she's singing. But we got to. We gotta sing with her. Out of nowhere. Nowhere.
World's smiliest mom. She's always smiling. If she doesn't have a smile on her face, she's asleep. Or she needs more coffee.
Yeah. Yes.
The smiley thing is the same thing for my mom. They're very similar, except for it's not that she's asleep. It's like one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. If she's not smiling, something is going to go terribly wrong.
Anything else? We're almost done. Number 13. What's something you appreciate about your mom that you didn't understand when you were younger, but now you understand it better? Now you appreciate it more.
I think like getting punished for the wrong things I did, cause it's important, getting punished. Cause you did something bad, you gotta get punished,
Yep.
I don't think I understood just how much creativity my mom had when I was a kid. But when you're a teacher and you have to spend 3 months at home with your kid and figure out what to do every single day, I don't know that I could do that, Mom. You're very, very creative. We always had tons of fun over the summer, so thanks.
I really hated when she used to make me clean my room. I was a slob as a child. It was terrible. But then when I moved out into my own apartment and they came to visit me like 2 months later, and she was like, oh my God, everything's clean. I was like, yeah, I clean every day. It's great. And I never really appreciated how nice it felt to come home from work to a clean house instead of a dirty one.
Anyone else? What's one thing your mom always says you find both annoying and also endearing? Yes.
Where is my phone or my keys or my glasses or my anything? You are in a constant state of losing the things that you use the most, and they're always very obvious where they are. Like it'll be on the armrest of the chair you were just in, or like in your bed. Like I always know exactly where to look.
It's the same 3 places every time. Every time.
Yes.
I think mine is kind of the quite opposite. When we need something, it's in my purse. Well, she has like a bunch of purses. Like she has a closet just for purses, and she's like, it's in my purse, and which one? Then she also doesn't know, so it's kind of funny.
Yeah, she just says the black one. There's 15 black ones.
That's what I'm saying. There's like,
It's not something she says, but it's something she does. That when it's the weekend and we're sleeping in, she'll go to wake us up, and we hate it, but she goes with kisses, and she goes, come on, let's wake up, let's go do something. All excited, but we want to keep sleeping, so it's kind of annoying, but at the same time, it's a lot of caring, and she's so caring doing that, so it's also, I always say, also appreciate that. But it's also annoying, because we want to keep sleeping.
Yeah, if we sometimes I sleep like 3 a.m. Then she wakes me up at, oh, I shouldn't say that, but at 9. And then it's kind of annoying, but it's good.
Anyone else? Oh,
She tells me not to leave work alone, but it's like I'm the only one that leaves at that time. So I just sit and I wait for somebody else to be off so that I don't leave work alone to walk about 20 feet to my car.
Along that same theme of my mom being so happy and jovial all the time, she has this one saying that, I hope this isn't embarrassing, but she has this one saying that I don't think she knows that she says this all the time, but it's sort of a transition between events where she'll go, oh, rightio, we're moving on to the next thing. And I love it, it makes me happy and it makes me smile, but the only reason I find it annoying is because I started saying it too, and then I was like, oh no, that's why I got that from her, so.
Oh. Anyone else before we go on to the next one? We got 2 more questions. If your mom were a character in a movie or a book, who would she be and why?
Cindy Lou Who. Because Cindy Lou Who, the whole premise of it was that she was so happy and joyful and she went after the Grinch even though the Grinch was this horrible person. And then in the end, Cindy Lou Who is the one that inspires everybody else to still have a great Christmas. She's just the embodiment of Cindy Lou Who because she can make any situation turn around for positive.
Mary Poppins, because of the singing out of nowhere.
I think she'd be Snow White because she has all of her little animal helpers and all of her little dwarfs.
I'm going to say John Candy's character in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Just because no matter what happens, he's always happy and it's all going to work out no matter what.
Anybody else?
Or maybe MacGyver. She might also be MacGyver.
That's good. Nothing else? All right, last question, and I would like for everyone to answer if you can. Money is no object. What gift would you give your mother for Mother's Day? If you could give anything in the whole world, what would it be?
I had to get this one before she did because we both know it. A farm, a big farm with a big house. Because for literally as long as I can remember being 6 years old and going to all the farms in the area to go tour them. So yes, you would have a farm.
Flowers, bunch of them, every day, I guess. She loves flowers. Probably because of my dad, he always bringing flowers home every day, so I guess that's why.
I would give her a trip for her and my dad to Turkey because they always talk about how they want to go to Turkey together.
A cooking book with different foods around the world because I know how much my mom likes cooking new types of food and stuff.
Well, if Kelsey's buying the farm, then I'm buying all the farm hens and a maid for this giant house that we're buying her. Then she just gets to play with the animals. She doesn't have to take care of them.
I think if I could, I don't know if I can, but I really cannot. But if I could, I'll try to bring the whole family from both sides here to the United States for 2 years or something. It would be nice for me and for her.
It would be. Anybody else?
I'd say a house on the beach that if she stepped out the back door, her feet are in the sand.
Yep.
And also a robot that cleans the house. So she doesn't get tired. I would use it it would be always in my room, but I don't know.
Do you have anything else that you want to say about your mom that you want everyone to know about your mom? I mean, we covered a lot of things, but is there any last thought that you have?
I know we talked about how much she loves animals, but I promise she loves people too.
We believe it. Anyone else?
I think we have birds, a lot of birds, and then they be like singing while whistling. They get pretty loud. Then my mom, she just goes there and then start literally talking to the birds like they understand the birds, and I think it's funny.
And singing too. She starts singing to the birds, which is, I don't know.
Snow
out of
White.
nowhere.
Yes.
She loses things all the time. We've established that. But whenever she does, she'll start calling out to the inanimate objects. Like she'll just run around the house yelling for her phone to come to her. And it works is the problem. And I don't get it.
I really took for granted how helpful it is also to have an ER nurse as a mom. Came in really handy. I had surgery on my hip, but it's like I just got to go home and be taken care of for 2 months. But like the other night, I fell at work and was like, I may or may not have given myself a concussion. Quick, called a mom. You're fine. It's great.
Yes. I'm always calling my mother for medical advice all the time. Yep. All right. Thank you guys for doing that. Can you give them a hand? We have some gifts back there. Would you guys kind of grab one? And then if you're a mom and you're here today, would you raise your hand? Because they're going to bring you a gift bag just to honor you guys. And I'm so glad they were willing to do this week. I talked to them last Sunday about doing this idea, and they did a great job today, so I'm glad we were able to do that. It was a lot of fun. You don't need to hear me preaching every week, so this is something new and different. It was neat. Now, I didn't realize it until the end that Toledo was not down here. We missed out. So next Sunday, she's going to have to do all the questions. All right, did all the moms get their gift? God bless you. Thank you for coming today. I hope you have an awesome day. Happy Mother's Day to all of you wonderful ladies. And we'll be back again next Sunday to start our new series, Power and Purpose. It'll be Pentecost Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm excited about that. I hope you have a great day. Don't forget, ladies, we'll do your photos as you leave. So thank you. God bless. Have a great day.